Yeah, you're right there, Vanessa. I mean, we're still gathering as much information as we can, but from speaking with some of the people around this area here, like you said, between Archdale and South Boulevard, it sounds like there are some operations taking place with Border Patrol agents in this area here. So I want to step to the side so you can at least see some of those visuals that you've been talking about there. So the owner of that red truck there, we got a chance to speak with him a couple of minutes ago. He said that he was approached not once, but twice by agents in this area this morning. He said that things started around 7:30 this morning when agents approached him, asked him a couple questions about his documentation, about his status. He told them that he was a U.S. citizen here. He's been in Charlotte for at least a couple of years, maybe 5 or 6 years. They sent him on his way. A couple of minutes later, he was then again approached by officers, this time in his truck, to that point where he tells us reportedly that they smashed his window, they took his keys, they kind of detained him in some sort, they kind of put him in handcuffs, things of that nature. After he had shown them his documentation, shown them his paperwork, then they kind of let him go at that point. But this is kind of the aftermath. Following that incident from him, he's been talking to a couple people around the area. Some people witnessed this, some people recorded this. We are still trying to attain some of those visuals as well. But after speaking with, again, more of the people around this area, Vanessa, they are mentioning that they are seeing more operations, more of these teams taking place up and down South Boulevard up to this point. Again, we're still gathering as much information as we can, Vanessa, but those are the facts the information that we can provide for you at this time.
Now, Myles, just want to be, transparent and clear with our viewers here on Live Impact News. We just want to kind of reiterate, we have reached out to Homeland Security as of this morning to see if they would confirm any form of operations, but your news gathering, your information gathering, just want to be clear, as of this morning, has been with witnesses on scene and organizations as well. We understand there's like an immigrant support group that's actually on the scene there, and you've been gathering information from them. We are familiar with this group and that we know that sometimes they'll help the Hispanic community specifically as it pertains to immigration questions.
Yeah, absolutely, they are, and again, that's why they're also recording some of these incidents that are taking place as well, and also sharing those with their network so that they can provide that information to the community, to the families, to the people that may be impacted by this as well. But again, we are seeing, or at least hearing about these incidents that have happened at least in 2 occasions, this one here in this parking lot, and again, just up the road. But we are still trying to gather as many visuals as we can, as much information from the people that are here on site about what's going on at this hour, but it does sound like they have seen, or at least heard, of some operations taking place in South Boulevard, Vanessa.
And now, Myles, the folks you're speaking with and or maybe the organization Carolina Migrant Network, which is on scene, did they talk any, length about the actual neighborhood itself? And I'm asking because, it was several months ago I did a piece with CMPD, and it was about the Hispanic community outreach. They've even designated a specific officer within their department who is bilingual and can speak to folks in the community to try to assuage their fears of authority and fears of law enforcement specifically, because, this officer was sharing with me, there are a lot of people in this community, the Hispanic communities, that are concerned about coming forward, even if they've been a victim of a crime, and sometimes they're targeted specifically because of their fear to go to police. And he says they've had some concerns getting folks to speak up to them because, people don't want to go to police if they have an issue. Did your sources out there talk about the nature of the community, the neighborhood where these operations, the alleged operations, are happening, about, the demographics there, who lives in these communities and who frequents them?
No, you know what, we didn't get to those lengths, Vanessa, as far as what type, or I guess the demographic of this part of this community, I should say. But I mean, as you take a look at some of the businesses here, I can definitely see some of the diversity in the South Boulevard location. We know that, at least talking with some of the people in this area, they're also keeping a close eye on other locations like Central Avenue as well. We also know that that's a very heavy, diverse Hispanic, as far as businesses at least impacted, or at least pieces in that part of the community, or at least a part of Charlotte as well. They're keeping close eyes on that. But as far as the type of community that this is. Again, just diverse as far as what we've been able to see. But as far as any lengths of conversation with any networks or any organizations up to this point, not at this hour yet, Vanessa.
All right. Myles, we really appreciate your hustle getting out there, gathering all those details for us. And I know you kind of alluded to the fact that there could be some videos and images to come from some folks who were there on scene. So we'll stay tuned for that information. We also should point out, folks, that Myles did a one-on-one with that gentleman, and he talked about it in his report just now, but we're going to try to turn that around as quickly as possible for folks. Myles, we'll let you go. We know that you're busy. You've got more gathering to do as far as information.